let's start with quarterbacks. I really like Justin Fields. I have been a really big Justin Fields supporter for a long time. Like I was hired by Action Network. And like, I think the first video that they had me make was like this like 3-person panel where we all argued about which quarterback should go to the 49ers at the time. And of course I took the Justin Fields side of things, and it's been a rough go, but not 100% his fault. I mean, it must be pretty tough playing without offensive weapons and with, a terrible offensive line. So it's not like the Bears are setting him up for success. But that said, he actually is looking a little better. This was a very difficult matchup on paper. I mean, no one expected the Bears to really show up. And I mean, they still lost by 20 points, but Justin Fields did actually have a pretty nice game. And, he gets it done through the air and on the ground. He rushed 8 times for 60 yards and a touchdown and had 2 touchdowns through the air, currently the QB5 heading into Monday night. So, I mean, it was definitely a rough start, but he's got a nice schedule coming up here with the buys, on the radar. He's got the Dolphins, Lions, and Falcons. All of those defenses are bottom 8 in defensive DVOA. So I think that he could be a really nice, like fringe sort of QB1 with 6 teams on bye. Another guy I like is Taylor Heineke, 7% roster. So he's really out there for sure if you happen to miss out on Justin Fields. I talked about rostering him last week, and he was pretty strong. He's another type of guy that's going to get it done on the ground and through the air. And he's Vikings next week, who are definitely below average defensively. Anyone that you like?
Well, yeah, your top 3 on this list was the same top 3 I had jotted down. I mean, Fields has gone more from, I guess I'll settle for him to, do I want to consider starting him over someone like Matthew Stafford that you don't, that you said is going to be harder to trust, doesn't have Cooper Kupp, and 49-29. That's kind of what we needed to find out about him, because is he only effective when they're able to stick with the run game, or can he also give you some catch-up fantasy points? So I think that was real promising. I think a month ago it felt like, oh geez, are the Bears going to move on from him next year? Yeah. Now he's really delivering on that promise you talked about. Heineke was the next guy I had on my list. Just seems he's not going to be your high ceiling answer, but yes. He seems like he belongs in the role he's in. Not the quarterback you want, but the quarterback you're willing to take. And like I said last week, so good for Terry McLaurin. We mentioned Andy Dalton. He's perfectly solid, and PJ Walker, if he can get one Hail Mary every week. But the only thing about PJ Walker is at least they've already named him the starter for next week. So if you're trying to figure out if you're down to the slim pickings, at least he's got another start in him. So.
Definitely. I know you I mentioned PJ Walker in passing last week, and you just interjected and said,
I know
I would skip him for sure.
I didn't know Hail Marys. I forgot about the Hail Mary factor. I forgot about that.
No, all good. I don't think anyone, including myself, expected PJ Walker to be playing at this level. I mean, they're not going to get to play Atlanta every week, but they do get to play them in 2 weeks. So certainly it should be on your radar there. Marcus Mariota also had a nice game. So those are pretty much the quarterbacks. I mean, like, here's a good question. Like, would you start Justin Fields next week or Aaron Rodgers? Like, who do you feel more comfortable? Wow. And that's sad, I know, but that's where we are at this point.
Luckily I don't have Aaron Rodgers on any teams, and I would have. Like, that's the approach I usually take in fantasy. I just so happen to not have I have Tom Brady on 3. And so I have to keep making decisions like that, but I'm a glutton. I kept Kyle Pitts in both of my lineups this week. Like, there's some people that I'm just like, instead of chasing other unreliable people, maybe I would trade for an upgrade, but I think I would keep Aaron Rodgers out there. But the fact that you have to ask the question lets you know the state of both quarterbacks right now.